Well, good day, folks. How y'all doing today? Hope you're having a good day. Coming back to you today with another one from the Rough Ryder Classic Carbon 2 series. Now, if you've been watching any of my videos, you know I'm quite fond of that series. And I think I've just about got all of them now. So look forward to a couple more videos. But for today, we're going to look at the Rough Ryder Classic Carbon 2 moose. So your typical moose pattern is, I believe, a clip point and a spade blade. Now, this one's a little different. Rough Ryder does their spade blades a little different on their mooses. Mises? I'm Canadian, I should know that. Anyway, this one comes in at, just about 3.5 inches. You've got your black micarta handles, your blue G10 underliners. You've got your nickel silver bolsters, your nickel silver pins, and your diamond shield. Fit and finish is pretty good on this one. There's one issue, and we're going to get into that. But everything is nice and smooth with the transitions. Pins are well recessed. No issues, no catches at all. Everything is pretty good and tight on the back. Now you may notice right about here, looks like there may be some gapping, but that is a bit of stepping on the spring. And we're going to look at that in a bit. You can see there, this one spring is raised on this end. Everything's nice and fine and smooth on this end, but we just got a little raise on the spring here. So your main blade is a clip point, nice big long swedge, big old match strike nail nick, half stops, and just to point out here, you'll notice now that stepping is gone. In the half stop, it's up a little bit, which isn't uncommon with most of your pocket knives. I believe it was Rasputin's Castle who once commented that a well-made knife, there should be no stepping in the half stop. But it's fairly common in most knives I see. But the stepping is gone here. So you got your clip point, comes in about 2 1/3 inches, cutting surface, maybe just a little shy of 2.5. Edge grind is really nice. Maybe a little bit of a skip towards the tip. Small sharpening choil. There is your model number and made in China, and your Rough Ryder tank stamp. Now, as I said before, you don't get the 440 etching here because these are T10 carbon steel blades. Sharpness wise, good and sharp right out of the box. Again, your half stop and a good snap on the close. Now your secondary blade has a half stop and your match strike nail nick. Long swedge, pretty much the whole length of the blade. You've got your blunted tip as you do with your typical spade blades, but you'll notice this one is not your typical spade blade. It has a big arched belly to it, arch to the back on the spine, and in my view, it's more of a skinning type blade. That comes in at about 2 3/4 with a cutting surface again just shy of 2.5. Now these are fingerprint magnets out of the box, but because they are carbon steel, they will patina with use. Your edge grind again is pretty good. A little heavy towards the tip there maybe. Much better on this side. And again, my paper's wet, bear with me. There we go. Good and sharp. Now, we'll notice here, again, no stepping at all on this end. Go into your half stop, a little bit of stepping, and everything's good on your close. No stepping at all. Now, when we look into the channels, if you see right down in there, see that little raised spot, a little dimple there? There's also one on this end. So I don't know if that's some form of a manufacturing defect or it's intentional. I did go through some of my other knives, particularly my classic carbons, and it's not there on all of them, but it is there on some of them. Now we'll notice the blade is making no contact with that right now. If we drop into the half stop, again, it's not making contact. But when we close it, and you're not going to be able to see that, but this portion right here of your tang is resting on that little dimple. And I don't know how well you can see this, but if we push on it, your spring rises. Again, that's not an uncommon thing. But I'm wondering if that little dimple is not what's causing that little rise in the spring. Doesn't happen on this side. And I don't know, it's hard to see from this angle, but I don't know if the tang is hitting on this one. I would have to think it is or is just behind it. So I'm tempted to go in and try and file that little dimple down and see if that doesn't correct the issue. Again, I don't know if there's a purpose to that dimple or not, but even if there is a purpose, I still believe it's causing an issue. So we may have a look at that. Otherwise, everything's great with the knife. This would be a good little small game knife, I think, because you've got your clip point blade for one purpose with your small game, and then you've got a nice little skinning blade. Might make a nice little bird and trout style knife, folding bird and trout style knife. It's kind of a cool look, kind of similar to, well, very similar to a muskrat. Just you have the skinning blade as opposed to the two clip points. So anyway, folks, that'll be it for this one. I hope you're all having an awesome day and you're heading into an awesome weekend. A lot of you down south got some snow. We're kind of used to that up here. Some of you down there aren't used to it. But you know what? You can have a lot of fun in the snow. Snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, downhill skiing. You probably didn't get that much snow, but get out and go for a walk in the woods. If you've got some pine trees where you're at, nothing's quite as pretty as a big pine or spruce tree with the boughs just having a heavy blanket of snow on them. It's really, really pretty sight. So go out in the woods, even though there's some snow, and take a knife with you. Might come in handy. Y'all take care.